So it doesn't matter on particularly the shape in here, yes?
Yeah.
Because I think we all see it kind of dual circle.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Two ovals, yeah?
Uh-huh.
When you close your eyes,
Yeah.
do you see two ovals?
Yeah.
Like binoculars that merge into one. So two circles that sort of merge into one circle, yes?
Mm-hmm.
When you close your eyes. So
Yeah.
you probably see another circle here and here. And the star is representation of this light.
Mm-hmm.
Although this screen is not here. This white here is reality.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you see it on here with the camera, the green on the screen versus the shadow.
I see that the shadow is sort of behind the star shadow.
So but do you see that there's a
Shadow behind.
shadow behind, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the shadow behind where the R is,
Yeah.
which is this way,
Yeah.
is reality.
Mm-hmm.
And this is imagination board, this one here.
Yeah.
This is imagination board.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is an interesting thing. This one's more behind, and this last panel is something completely different, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get on to it, but I think it's more... And do you see the light through the light?
Yeah,
Can you see the light in there? On this one, it looks like a flat surface. On this one here, the reflection further down should look like a sphere in the camera. One looks different to the other. It looks like a sphere.
It would be more in a reddish light. In the white light, it looks all flat.
Lovely. So the star
Uh-huh.
in the background, yes. Do you notice it changing slight colors?
Yes, I do.
And you also see it in a 3D type pattern.
Yeah, it's slightly moving as well.
Yeah, it's slightly moving. This is representation because it wobbles, yes?
Yeah.
As when I close my eyes, I see this, but not quite like this. I see it in a circumference like this, but it's purple.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's got multiple colors in it,
Yeah.
but it's mainly a hue of purple for me.
Okay. Yeah.
And to me, it looks like I'm looking at a reflection of it, a mirror. Do you see the mirror image in there? Bouncing off this one and going into that one. You see, because my angle might be a little bit wrong.
I see the lights.
Now, do you see the way that the mirror image has cast up on here with the coloration?
I see that, yeah, it moving, yeah.
So I think that a better way to do this is probably the camera needs to be in front of the light as opposed to behind the light.
Uh-huh.
So if you understand, the camera is behind, yes?
Yeah.
Which I don't think it is. I think the light bounces off of a screen behind and transforms through this one. That makes it fainter because you couldn't look directly at the light.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see it in the mirror, and if I get this right, you'll see a multi-layer of lights that bounce off in the mirror's reflection. There should be loads and loads, like the effect of holding two mirrors together. Do you see it?
I see like two mirrors right now.
No, if you
and
look
the lights
further down,
behind.
if you look further down, you should see an illusion appear that there's multiple mirrors inside mirrors inside mirrors inside mirrors. Yeah, it's probably going to be very hard to get this, but
The angle, I don't have the angle, but I understand what you mean.
So I don't think we're looking at the representation of this light. And the reason why I say that is if you see, if I block it with my hand, you can still see the shadow, right?
Yeah, I see.
But you can see this hue effect around the outside, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is more often than not. You see the star within? Do you see your star within when you close your eyes?
Star within.
Well, it doesn't really look like a star. It looks like the symbol of month, but not the month symbol, the one that I've drew to you. Looks like a flat disc with a banner through it and a fire around the edge.
When I do that. I recall the circle and the dots around, and
It's more like
there's
the
something in the
dots.
middle.
Yeah,
Something in the middle.
like a vortex.
Yeah.
Probably a bit more symbolic to this, but
Yeah.
again, I'd have to go. Is it more like that for you? I'd probably have to go one further back, and then I'd need to get the angle, which I can't get from here because I'm now too far back.
Yeah. Yeah. Go further, forward, and you have something slightly brighter in there. I see now. No, I don't see the white one.
Yes. Just give me a second, and it's better if it pulses.
Yeah.
More like this,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
faster movement. If you can speed this up with the
Yeah.
movement, the rocking,
Yeah.
you sort of see that. I often wonder whether humans are nuclear furnaces.
Mm.
That we have some type of, like, the star is a nuclear furnace, yes, in the orbits with the planets orbit around and different things like that. I often see one from above come down and spin around with this one, but I think it's we're seeing it mirrored. We're seeing a reflection
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to the light itself. I think we're seeing it mirrored.
Yeah.
That's why it seems dim.
Mm.
Do you understand that it's almost very faint there, yes?
Yeah.
And it's almost like we're seeing the reverse of it, and it's hitting the reverse of basically hitting a piece of glass. So basically it's hitting the back, it's hitting something in the back that almost looks like a mirror, and we're not looking directly at it. We're seeing its reflection appear up on this piece of glass here, which is inside the mind, and then this will be reality. So it could be the back of the eyes, which I don't think it is, because there was a very interesting trick that I did while looking at the sun with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
You notice how far back it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the end of the eyes end here, and I once thought it was the pupils, but it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's another trick that you can do in order to find this stuff out. But anyway, it seems to me more like an outer edge on there, and I guess this glass here doesn't give it much justice. So I wonder if I move this out of the way,
Yeah.
does it look more like this? Now, do you see there's two? That's very interesting. So I drew one, and what I told you, I see two.
Yeah.
But they're not like this, see? Because I first thought it were my pupils, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dilation and maneuvering of the pupils. But again, these dance together.
Yeah.
And you notice that there's two. Now, has it got something to do with the mirror? There we are. That's
Yes,
what
it
I'm trying
does.
to achieve.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Now, can I make this orbit the other one, depending on its orientation? Which, yes, you see, if I play around with this long enough,
Yeah.
I
it
probably
moves.
could get this to orbit. But again, I
Yeah.
know that that's going to distort the camera angle. Now, I think that we're seeing a reverse of that. Now, can I get that to do it from the back by bouncing the light off of the mirror without it? Can I get the reflection in there? You see, this is going to be a very tricky thing to do, so we're going to have to bear with it. But more of this smearing around the outside, yes, which appears to be like a fire.
Yeah.
Yes, more of a vortex. And again, I say star, it seems to be more like a whirlpool within this. And I draw the star because it's much more easier to do so. But I honestly think that there's a mirror in this.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say there's a mirror is because when you see two, and some people will say that's your crown, right?
Yeah.
The crown that comes down, and then what's this one I can see clear as day, which almost looks like the nose. So you could say the pyramid is the one at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Is crown.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the one that's in the pyramid?
Mm-hmm.
What's that one? And they have variations of brightness, I've always noticed. So anyway, this screen here is imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So if I was thinking about a triangle, I would see that, and it would appear in my imagination, right? Or if I recall a memory, and then you've got different levels that sort of bring this up and put it into your imagination field, which is a picture. The universal language is pictures. So you could say that a rear projection TV. Louis the Prince, yeah?
Yeah.
And Edison,
Yeah.
when trying to make a video, what do you think humans were trying to make videos for? Moving pictures, basically.
Yeah.
Why do you think they were trying to make moving pictures? Do you think it was for people's entertainment? You see, that's the label that's been applied. It's a rhetorical question.
No,
I'm not asking you the question really, but
yeah, that was later, just the use of it.
well, actually, these individuals were recreating the inner mind, but didn't realize it, right? With the light behind and a flick book of pictures that create movement in stills. Actually, what they were really doing was creating the inner workings of the mind, but didn't realize it. This comes now. Perhaps people already started to figure this out, but imagination is this part here.
Yeah.
Yes, being able to see and make shapes and recall memories. But in order for your memories to be able to be seen by the mind, you need light. And in the swirling darkness, I mean, I can't do it in darkness because I don't think the camera picks it up as well.
No, it doesn't. It's not the
So we have to invert it, right?
Yeah.
And there we are. And it's almost like this particular, whatever this star is, which to me it feels, it seems like a nuclear energy, nuclear fusion, pressure and everything else, right?
Yeah.
And stars also utilize this same thing, but things must orbit. And then what's sprayed on top of it? Because it almost seems to have energetic, the dots, the colorful dots that are all around it. It's almost like, right? The thing is with the star, yes, it's so bright.
Yeah.
Did you know the star creates northern lights, southern lights? See, it's nigh on impossible to see it due to the intensity of the star. But interstellar space must be coming in because the star, often or not, let's say, it looks like a, what do you call it? Do you ever think that the way the universe is shaped, or sorry, the solar system is shaped, that interstellar debris are getting in at the top and the bottom? And is this why planets orbit around the equator of the star? In order to not get hit by the interstellar space, the debris, because the star would want to feed off of those. It's not going to let the planets feed off of it, so it's going to make them orbit around. And again, our planet, the moon's orbit, unless you're Uranus, but there you are, Uranus is an oddball. Do you ever think that things are put in humans' paths in order to get them thinking, get them evolving, get them wondering, get them understanding? Pieces of puzzle. Mars lost its core and it's burst it out across. I mean, how long would it take humans? Which then tells you, as humanity, that if you were to pop a planet, right, you could pop its guts out onto the core onto the surface, and therefore make it easier to get to. If Mars had ocean, yes, then in this force of something pushing out and popping out on the surface, the water, salt water if it was there, would replace the core in a heartbeat. And depending, you remove this hot stuff, it would begin to steam. That would be very nice. But also at the same time, as it began to cool down, it would freeze the water in place. It could also split the planet apart because it would begin to expand, but it would fill in the chambers. That's probably more so what it would do. So if there was any life, you know, like on the mountains where they find those children sacrifices that they say that went up into the mountains and they gave it to the gods. That's if that is true. It could be something completely different and she just got lost. Or she got left behind and there was a massive blizzard, whiteout conditions, and they lost their way. Anyway, the sad story either way you look at it. But life forms would be preserved if there was life on Mars. Have you ever seen a sinkhole appear where there's the forest and it sucks the whole trees down into it?
I've seen some trees on video being sucked down.
And it pulls it down really fast, right? In a heartbeat.
I was so surprised.
So could you imagine if Mars's core pops and bursts out? It's also going to create a suction
Yeah.
And any water there is going to be very much, is going to be pulled in. And if it is, you're going to find remnants of life in these particular areas because, one, it's going to be very goodly preserved as well. Not just find bones,
Yeah.
but actually suspended in ice, trapped in an ice tomb, if you like,
Yeah.
on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this will prove whether, one, there was water there, and two, whether there were life forms there.
Yeah.
And even if it's primitive, well, how does that look? Is any of it still alive? Is any of that water deep enough to get heated up from the core? You know, again, how long did it take to cool down? Did it evolve in that time? So my best bet for me personally to look for life would be in Mars, in the cavern of Mars.
Yeah.
Because in order for something to give, something replaces. So when the ground gives underneath, everything gets sucked into it. You get what I mean? And then if that was Earth on a colossal scale, the volcano shat itself enough to pop the most of the core out, and most of it gets stuck in a chamber anyway. If this was to happen, then the ocean, a large amount of it, would be sucked into that. When we think about it, the crust is very thin.
It is.
The inner magma and Earth's center, could you imagine if that all popped out? That's a hell of a lot of space.
Yeah, it is.
And that would pull in probably quite a bit of the ocean, to be fair, if not all of it, most of it.
Yeah.
A large percentage of it, and any life forms in that would be sucked down so quickly.
And boiled? Wouldn't they be boiled?
Well, technically, yes, but I wouldn't think so. I think it would cool down pretty quickly. You've got to think about it. Our core is contributing to heat.
Yeah, it is.
If we didn't have the core, you would notice a difference. If we were to remove the core instantaneously,
Yeah. But if it
you would
pops,
feel the plummet in temperature.
Yeah.
Would the star be enough to generate heat? That's another question entirely. You know, you can't just say that the inner core is not contributing to the temperature of the Earth.
Oh yeah, it is. That's why I wonder if it popped, if the surface would become hot. Because it's a big chunk, isn't it?
Yeah, but you'd see that would boil any of the outer ocean water in this way. So if there was any left on the surface of Mars, this would steam up. But you would expect Mars to puff up in an atmosphere if it did that. And anything that went into the core, it would kind of switch out. It would cool it, I reckon. I think that it would cool down very fast. One, it's very dark. Two, it's away from the star, much more so than the crust is.
Yeah.
And its internal heat source is then on the core, on the planet's surface. Anything remainder would have sweated away. This would create a desert, but you would also expect to see an awful lot of crystal. The one thing that you would probably be looking for if you want to know whether there was water on Mars, it should have crystal, a large amounts of crystal, and big crystals as well, especially if you boil anything. Yeah. You would see crystals. And probably in a fast, rapid version of it, because the water would maneuver away very quickly, and therefore any crystals would expand the crust, crack it open. It's a bit like freeze-thaw in a way, to be fair. But you would see a lot of crystal, an awful lot of crystal. So, yeah, I think Mars, and again, it's limited amount of craters. There are craters from meteorites, but there are also craters made by sinkholes. And is there really that many on Mars? There are a few, but not many. So what, if anything, was there any nature there? I don't know, maybe not, because don't you get clay from this? You get a lot of clay.
Yeah.
The bogginess of where rivers once were, and when they moved their course, I'm pretty sure that they've deposited a lot of clay, or pits, different things like that, fill them in, and Yeah, and you're going to compact the clay at some point and it's going to create a sinkhole, which looks like a meteorite impact. So
Yeah.
interesting. But do the planets orbit around the equator? Because the star is like, you ain't getting any of that interstellar space.
Mm.
I will give you what I don't want, but I want interstellar space. Now, if this is happening, then interstellar space would be more pronounced at the star's poles, let's say.
Yeah.
So at the poles of Mars, the star,
Yeah.
I think is where we're going to see the most amount of interstellar space, and depending on what that is that's coming in from the north to the south, yes,
Yeah.
you should expect to see northern lights.
Mm-hmm.
So Earth's northern lights, what generates those?
Yeah.
Solar debris, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When the star is more active, you get
Mm-hmm.
more debris in the northern and southern lights, yes.
Yeah.
So the star, if it wasn't so bright,
Mm-hmm.
should you be able to see northern lights? Another thing is, would you be able to see it in a black hole if it didn't pull in particles so fast? You know, would you see this if and then how big would they be? That's the next question. And how much interstellar space? And the only way to really know is if you send a probe around, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And be able to collect some of that debris and bring it back to Earth, only opening it when you go across the star.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the star is pulling in this debris and creating a heliopause in its magnetic field as well. Is that keeping it away from the planets? Because the stars create the heliopause, which keeps a lot of interstellar space away.
Mm-hmm.
But for every push, there must be a give. There must be a taking. And
Yeah.
why do things orbit around the equator? Anyway, so is this what we see inside ourselves, a type of northern lights? Now, what particles are being sprayed into that? Probably liquids. Who knows? Again, liquids they're gases, aren't they? Technically, we have a gas exchange within the body anyway.
Yes, we do.
So fluctuations, and it's really peculiar that when you've been outside and you come in,
Mm-hmm.
do you notice your star more so then?
Yeah.
Along with some bleaching out from the brightness of the star, but when you come in and that bleaching disappears sort of thing after a little while, you notice that your inner star is more active and the specks around the outside of the star
Mm-hmm.
seem to be more impressive. And then was it Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong that when they were in the capsule on the way to moon, they reported a load of these particles flying through the craft and through themselves? They're known as Z atoms, are they? They came through the craft, through them, out
Yeah.
the other side, and
Yeah.
then left the craft without puncturing a hole.
Uh-huh.
The interesting thing is, if there
Yeah,
are
it is.
such thing as Z atoms, I
Yeah.
can't be sure, by the way, where I'm picking this up from. I think they were known as Z atoms.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was what they were coined as. And again, how many of those do you actually see, and what did they see them because they were in the darkness of space to be able to see them? But when
Yeah.
you're in the planet, like scatters,
You cannot see
then
them.
maybe you can't see them.
Hmm?
Do you understand?
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
All I see is this in my mind's eye, I guess, is like a snow effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't all the time.
Yeah.
But they didn't make any damage to the craft or anything else. I don't know whether this is a hypothesis or whether this was a real thing. But anyway, yeah, Z atoms, and then how does that affect you as a human, you know? And then are we little tiny, you know, when you see, is it called fission?
What is?
Fission. Might be called fusion, but I think it's known as fission. Someone was calling this fission. This scientist in a lab managed to make a little bright light. A little tiny bright light.
Fission is when there is decay, and fusion is when it creates bigger atom.
All right, so in
Yeah.
this lab experiment, there was a piece of glass with two other parts near it, and there was this immediately bright
Yeah.
flash, and it was quite
Uh-huh.
revolutionary,
Uh-huh.
right? What if we're that? And then when that battery runs out,
Yeah.
that's end of life.
Mm.
And then we start to decay.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Not sure how this fits in with trees, but there we are. But life forms.
Yeah.
And then we have a magnetic field that's registered from the heart, yes?
Yes.
So the heart would require this bright burst. Do you think that our organs are powered by fusion, but in the most minutest scale ever?
Well, we have atoms. We have atoms have nucleus, so there is nuclear power in us, isn't there?
Right, so if that
Yeah.
isn't this where the heart gets the energy from? Yes,
Hmm?
food, but byproduct.
Yeah.
Do you think it's all about food and this, that, and the other, or do you think it's more about, yeah, we've got this level of boom, 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 because if you got hungry, your heart should decrease.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Your thoughts should slow down. So why is it when people fast, their minds become clearer? And then based on the right types of food you eat, either slow you down or speed you up, but the heart still beats the same rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit faster, sometimes it's a little bit slower. But if food was responsible, then every time you ran, your heart would slow down,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it? Because you would deplete on food, energy. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So dying of starvation doesn't mean that the heart gives out. The heart keeps going, right? The mind still thinks. It's a different process entirely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people who are in third world countries that I've seen that are without food, yes,
Yeah.
are still going.
Yeah.
And their hearts are still beating and their brain is still functioning. So is it really about food? Or are we part food, part different cycle, and then part fusion ratio? And then when we run out of that fusion energy, I suppose, that would be when our stars inside us explode.
Yeah.
That's death.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of the stars explode in our chakras
Mm-hmm.
all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Because the brain still carries on after death for a little bit, doesn't it? Parts of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens when you get in nuclear decay then?
I wonder.
And then we begin to decay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of fucking interesting.
Yeah, it is.
And then why were the Egyptians mummifying? Taking out the brain, taking out the heart, trying to get into all of this? Was it really mummification?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Do you really think that they were looking for mummification? And do you think that the key to eternal life is finding that heavy atom and extracting it? It's a weird thing to think about, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it is a very
Yeah,
strange thing to think about. But yeah, so if food is responsible for heartbeat, then you wouldn't be able to run, weightlift, because you'd burn the food off and your heart would slow massively.
Mm. It is just partially responsible for something.
Yes, probably to keep the apparatus going, but in a very different way. So you sort of understand that the chakras or the heavy atties, the stars that dance with one another.
Mm.
Anyway, that's one version that keeps the powerhouse going, but it still doesn't explain where information comes from. So, do you think that behind us, because we can't look at this because it would be too bright, it would you know how the star affects your inner imagination, yeah?
Yeah.
You can still imagine, but it's more cloudy, let's say. It's more smeary, yes?
Yeah.
And that is interesting to me. And also radiation in our bodies is fucking weird. Cancer radiation.
Yeah.
Is it from too much sunlight? Is it through smoking? Or is our little nuclear furnace perhaps pumping out too much radiation that caused the cells to malfunction?
Yeah, that might be caused by something else, and yeah, and that might happen. Sounds like that could be it, actually. Yeah,
That we then begin to
yeah,
perhaps overdose, because the radiation, if it's pumping out from the heart over the heavy atom, is producing too much, it's not going to manifest in the heart.
Mm.
Because the radiation will hit the things which would be called the blood, right?
yeah,
So that could be leukemia
yeah,
or type of cancerous of the blood, yes?
yeah,
The
yeah.
lungs, brain.
Yeah, it would depend where it would be most potent, where it would mostly work, and there the cancer would form, wouldn't
It would be interesting to
it?
understand that.
Yeah,
Anyway, but still, it doesn't make the sense as to why radiation seems to cure it. Not in all cases, though.
not at all. Does it sort of burn it, or what does it do actually, the radiation?
You see, this is the, and then is this what makes it come back? If it.
I think it is used to burn.
But there again, cancer of the skin. Do you think that all organs are run on these little nuclear engines?
Probably.
Some small, some big.
Yeah, probably, because we are made of atoms and nuclei, aren't we? Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, just pondering on that one, but
Yeah.
still, it just makes me wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Because how do you get the organs based on food
Yeah.
to process? That's the interesting thing.
Mm.
And even after death, the food still transits, doesn't it?
Yeah. Its food is used for rebuild, isn't it? To build to feed the cells to just rebuild and divide and continue. But that is for the structure, isn't it?
Yeah, and
then the structure does something as well. It's just to keep it existing.
because you can keep somebody alive after death, yes?
Yeah.
This is true, right? Well, a life support system can do it, but if that atom has popped in a certain area, or let's say all of them, or this whatever this nuclear engine is,
Mm-hmm.
the body will not come back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about brain damage? Is that when it's
It depends on level of the brain damage, I suppose, as well. If the being is still around or not completely.
well, the body is still functioning, the heart is still pumping, the lungs are still pulling in air. Perhaps if you're on life support, maybe not. But even still, the heart is still beating, but the brain has gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
There's no responses from the brain at all.
Then it's called brain dead, isn't it?
Right, so if you are brain dead,
Yeah.
the question would be, has this star disappeared?
I think so.
And how would you know that? Because you would rely on the individual to tell you whether they could see it or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then can you be heart dead, but the body works okay? It's very interesting. And then you have a certain amount of time to do a transplant, and you freeze it to slow it down? Interesting. How do you restart that? Is it the energy? What's... Yeah, that doesn't make any sense when you get to that bit, though.
Yeah. It can be put on artificial circulation for a bit. Not forever there. Yeah.
And is this why the heart decays?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't move it quick enough, and could this be why the body rejects certain hearts because it's out of alignment? It's not the right structure.
Yeah.
What happens if you take newer decay versus older decay and put it into another nuclear power plant? Is there any difference with that? Does it cause a misalignment or something?
I don't know.
Does it alter that?
Mm.
I just wonder what happens if you put in a newer nuclear furnace, yes?
Yeah.
If you put some decay in there, what happens? Is it like the rust effect? Does it take one rotten atom? I'm going to say it like that, you know, to decay a rod faster. And can you keep a rod going for longer if you add a new one? How does that work? Which is the balance in that? Do you get what I mean? Because there's a certain level of decay, right?
Yeah.
There's a waste product.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happens if you keep the waste product, a tiny bit of waste product in a fresh product? What does it do? Is it like mold? Or it just takes a little piece in a fresh food before it starts rotting? Anyway, moving really off subject here, but it's just thinking a little bit out of the box there. I just wonder what this is. This reminds me of a star, and you almost can't look at it. It's almost like you're seeing it reflect into something behind, which therefore leads me to understand that there is a screen or a mirror, and your awareness is more like somewhere here. Viewing this way, seeing this very faint, because this is quite faint, yeah? And the further away I take the light source, the more fainter it becomes. But I know it isn't further away because the head is limited to a size. And if we want to measure this to the third eye or anything else like that, but if I move this, if I can do it without turning it off, doesn't it make it more faint? Well, again, I suppose I could take it out and give that representation. I don't actually need to move it. Is that more faint?
Yeah. Yeah, makes the camera not being focused. Yeah.
But you can still see it, but very faintly.
I see something there, yeah. I know there's something there. It's just out of focus. Yeah, it's there.
So we'd understand that you're not looking at it. You're looking at a reflection. And a reflection not from a mirror, but from a pane of glass, you would think, or gel, or whatever it may be. We would be seeing it this way. In order to, well, I don't know, if you put light behind the retina, I think it would scorch an image into your vision, which would become quite a mission to be able to see anything in reality, wouldn't you? So it has to be dimmed down. So how do you dim it down? We got to look at something, it's got to bounce off of glass. So isn't it like the candle burnt on a pane of glass in the old movies that made it look really dim? No, do you know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they have the glass behind them and there's a candle, but it's not burning, but it looks like it's in the reflection.
Yeah.
And they snuff it out in a movie set,
Yeah.
That's a strange thing. So they can hold their hand above it and it gives the illusion that they're touching over a candle, yes?
Yeah.
But it's technically not a candle. The candlestick might be there, but the flame is on a candle behind. And it looks very dim, right? It's not quite right, so you have to really low down the lights. And the camera has to be in front of the brightness has to be behind. That's interesting. Anyway, so, or is it in front of the screen? Either or. We understand that there's a level of refraction versus reflection.
Yeah.
Isn't refraction less bright? Is it?
I don't know.
Versus reflection.
I'm not sure.
So I think it's hitting a pane of glass, liquid, reflecting off of something that then makes it dim, so that when you open your eyes, reality becomes the brightest thing.
Yeah.
And then it's really put away in the background of the mind, I would say, which gives you enough of a picture when you close your eyes, and when you're daydreaming, you sort of you zone back. Do you ever notice that? So if you were to use the camera to zoom, and the camera zoom being the awareness, yes?
Yeah.
Can you zoom through that triangle?
Yeah.
till the triangle disappears, yes?
Not completely. I don't have that much zoom, but I can make it big and see the star.
So you can just faintly see this here, yeah?
I see more the triangle and faintly I see the star.
So faintly you see the star, yes?
Yes.
So if you were looking at a triangle in reality,
Yeah.
and then you close your eyes,
Yeah.
do you sometimes still see the outline of a triangle?
Yeah.
But there's got to be a light there in order for you to see that. So reality sort of burns an image onto this pane of glass here, yes?
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be two-way.
Yeah.
It's like a photograph in a way, but dimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be capable of recepting out reality, so it must be bouncing out light. And this dimmer light hits into the back and it's enough to hold an image, but not enough to burn forever. So you could say liquid crystal display, yes?
Yeah.
Because it's able to change and it's also moving, so more like a movie. So we go for Louis the Prince and Edison, yes?
Yeah.
Did they really know what they were making? Because it helps you understand the mind. And anyway, so this is quite interesting. And then where do your thoughts come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there are like little tiny chambers that play a role in bringing up memories and different stuff like that? And then where's the version for sounds? How do sounds work in that? Again, it's very interesting. The universal is picture and also sounds, which we could say vibration, yes?
Yeah.
Light is sound and sound is light, depending on how you wire this together, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are you seeing a waveform, perhaps not seeing it properly, because you're not aware of it, but are you seeing a waveform and the body can convert that signature into a sound pattern wave?
No.
You see, this is a very interesting thing, right?
Yeah.
So putting a light into a stereo, you can cause it to flash. And being away from the stereo till the sound drops off, but if you still see the flashing, it helps you to play audio acoustic a lot more better based on the flashes. You get to understand the peaks. You may not directly, but the mind most certainly does. It understands that flickering. So I often wonder that, and I was fascinated with that as a lad. But do you honestly think that perhaps some other level of reality or something else is writing codes on the reflected screen behind that makes it look even fainter? So this one becomes more predominant, but you see that there is this burning up here.
Yeah.
So if we imagine that this is behind and this is reflecting at it, and this is the reflected to the screen, yes?
Yeah.
Do you ever think that something is coding this bit here? Because we got to notice that's more fainter than the liquid crystal itself, yeah?
Yeah.
This needs the light in order to put it on here. But it also, is there something more fainter in that that's being written into our psyche? Now, you might call this God, you might call it whatever you want. If you're religious, gods, me personally, it's universe, but label it whatever you want. But do you notice how you can't see that on here?
Yeah.
But you can see it, but it's faint. Like if I move it over here a bit.
Yeah.
Do you see how that there's now this second picture, but it's very faint to see it?
Yes, something's there.
Do you ever think that something holds a pen and codes our reality from behind the scenes?
Yeah.
And even still, what if ET were able to make this? A device that was able to hit into this? Do you reckon that they could? Do you think this is where our leading comes from? Not leadership, no. Our ability to know things and do things that we just don't know why we do it, right?
Yeah.
How did Tesla know to create things without ever seeing them? But he said he saw them in his mind, right? They came to him in his mind. But do you see how faint it is versus if I write on here, which is your body's version of writing it on here, so it's going to be more clearer. Reality is going to be even more clearer than that. I wonder if I can do that on there. Cool. Can I line that up, though? That would be the next question. Wait.
Oh, be careful.
Don't you dare. Do you know what? There was a funny thing. This actually fell. And it fell on the floor behind there. And I swear I heard glass shatter. Didn't you?
Yeah.
And I thought it went into a million pieces, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Do you see how reality is more stronger?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, I do.
Imagination is slightly more dimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And something that codes behind is even more fainter.
Yeah.
Layers of 3.
Yeah.
CC, 3, C3, free C.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you see that reality is the strongest one.
Mm-hmm.
Imagination, to imagine that, if I were to close my eyes and visualize that, I would see it more like this. It's not completely faint, but it's enough, right? On the back of the eyelid, this would be then, because when you close the eyes, it becomes dark, yes? And and it's a lot more fainter, subtle, but it's there. You see it. Maybe not everybody, but I love transitioning from reality to imagination. Reality, imagination. The zoom is where that is at.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can zoom a little bit more further back.
Yeah.
And there seems to be another screen, and also it seems to be ripped from behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote.
Yeah.
Why the blank pane, and why further back? And why this faintness on top of faintness? But yet, if, let's say, if this is God's hand or whoever you can put whatever you want here, your relatives or collected, I prefer collected, but universe. Let's say the universe put something in behind you, and your imagination then sees it, mimics it, and then you print it out into reality. Then you see it in reality crystal clear. The imagination sees it and it's slightly different, and then it tells the screen behind, which tells the universe, job done.
Yeah.
And then you move on to something else, and then you move on to something else. Do you think that humanity is being led? I do. I know we are. We're all being led. But it's up to you whether you work with it or not. This also encodes your DNA. So we look at spiders here in the UK, right? Yeah. They're non-venomous, but they do have a venom, a liquefying venom. It can liquefy the internals of flies. Yeah. You know, whatever this is, writing on the back screen very faintly, when you pay attention to it, you'll begin to see it more clearly. And then the inspiration becomes more and more stronger, not just one thing, but multiple things, because you are working with it, right? Yeah. Things in reality begin to... I told you that there was... This same thing is happening in reality. Yeah? There's almost like the reality that we see crystal clear and a fainter reality that we are just so unaware of, that sort of like is the back screen, that's like the back screen inside the mind versus the back screen of reality, yeah? That sort of sends a signal somewhere. To what? Well, I would say universe, but universe first, gods come second, life forms are third. Yes? Yeah. Then we could say the smaller life forms are subcategories. Subcategory for the universe is biomes. Yeah. Multiple different biomes, yes? Some people will say parallel universe, but it don't work like that because it's outside your biome. You would have used to be able to even get there. Is it nigh on impossible? But let's just think about it in this way. Then you have collected, the gods, yes? Multiple different life forms, so that becomes subcategories, yes? And then you have the three, the Trinity, if you want to call it that, which is life. Yeah. You have advanced life, everyday life, birds, nature. Nature is very advanced, by the way, and it's almost equal to humans, right? You could say it's more advanced than humans, actually. A very weird way, but still, in its own way, in its own right. Then you've got birds, then you've got tigers, lions, bats, bears, all the stuff on this particular planet here, yes? And any other planet that equal to that. Then you've got intelligent life, yes? So that's category 1 is intelligent life. Nature, humans. E.T. Their version of nature, if they have it. Their humanoids, intelligence. And then there are life forms, which are birds and everything else. And then there's a third category into that category of three, is the smaller stuff that's going to rise up to become, or perhaps be later will become, but also know for later, or know for later on in this biome, or the biome restarts and that becomes a blueprint for the next biome. Doesn't matter when it gets used. Yes?
Yeah.
And you have these three categories. So we'd understand that the universe, you could say multiverse, people would say multiverse, but it's, or simulation is a weird thing to say, but yeah, I suppose, yeah. You may label it what you want, but I see it in a very different way, maybe, perhaps. But, you know, you've got universe and different levels of the universe, different biomes, different ways to achieve this particular version of what you see here. And then you've got the collected gods, the ones that walked through and were something special to the universe, that, well, there's a purpose for this. And their categories are interestingly different from one biome to another biome to another biome. So you get an array of differences within this biome. And then if we subcategorize it again, then you've got life forms on planets, yes? The living. The quantumly living, kind of strange, but still. And then you've got the arena that houses these. And then you've got another. And another. And another. And another. Yes? Per biome. And then when you understand that there's then a next level of collected in this biome, collected in that biome, and then there's the crossover biome, where all of these come together for a purpose. The more trust, the more it just because you reach God status, it doesn't mean that that's the end. Yeah? It's weeding out. You've got to be trusted with power in order to go on to create, to make, to help. Yes, depending on where you sit, you might be comfortable in recreating here in next time. The camera's still rolling, yes? And then there's almost this layering that we have, that something is in the, you could say subconscious, you really could. But something leads you with this inspiration that seems to be written in fainter ink versus the thicker imprint ink, which would be your imagination, let's say. And then you write this into reality, which is the strongest ink. Yes? Because this is where it's important, right? It's important for you. It's not so important for you to see where it comes from, but you have to put your level of input into it, and then you need to achieve it in reality, yes? Which this helps the building blocks of the intelligent life. If you give this to a cat or a lion or anything else, it's not going to be able to lift you off the planet in its current state, right? Too many life forms unlocked all at once with intelligence gets way too complicated. Yes? It doesn't work. So yes, there are variations. Some planets might have 2 life forms that are unlocked, but by and large it's usually just one and divided into species. Yeah? And then the information comes in which helps lead you, in the reality point, which also helps you build. It doesn't just help you build in reality, it also helps you build the mind, and it also helps you follow a pattern blueprint, which doesn't just unlock it for you, it unlocks it for the animals too, right? The water, perhaps remnants of the star and different things like that. So you begin to move forwards, which you could go on to then, when you are liberated, you can go on to liberate others, show them the way, yes, and so forth and so on, and reach the end of the cycle till it restarts again, level by level, level by level, level by level. This force will always capture you, no matter what. So whether here or there, it's always got you. No matter what, it's always got you. And this is somewhere along the lines where I see reality in a very different way, I guess. I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while, to be honest, but I need more panes of glass in order to really set this up well. So this is just, is it called the prelude? This would be.
Yeah.
And the last video was the prelude, because I
Yeah.
did ask you some stuff on the spot, didn't I? And
Yes, you did.
quite wasn't a good day, that one. But for me personally, I was just in a bit of a weird mood anyway, so I do apologise about that. But still, we got to upload it because it's just authentic, right?
Yeah.
It's how you navigate forwards. But reality is the strongest one, and it has to be. Because what's important is not this.
Yeah.
What's important is really not this, but what's important is building reality.
Yeah.
Because a lot of life forms rely on that. Now, I was talking about the spider, wasn't I? That's right.
Yes, you were.
Every life form is worthy enough to be unlocked. That's the next bit. Gifts can be given, gifts can be taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the spider losing the flies because of wheelie bins, the balance is knock a little bit, yes? Whether it's by and large. So spiders are going to start making silk a bit more stronger, which is the version of human hair. Yeah, there's your different silk or tendons, whatever else. But you know, the spiders will begin to make stronger silk here, probably in the nations that are a bit more colder. They use a bit more venom in other places, yeah, so they're a bit more hotter, yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought it had to be colder for the strongest venom, but never mind. So the ones that use venom go for bigger prey, yes.
Yeah.
They would take on a bird if they could, yes?
Yes, they do.
Perhaps they could take on a snake.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? Whether they would or wouldn't, but again, they could evolve for that, right?
Some rodents.
Rodents, different things like that. So you'll understand that that's a pretty interesting thing. But here, they build webs, and their venom isn't all that good. But they also have this type of DNA, we would say, yes? Or this type of coding process here.
Yeah.
One is visible but not seen, and the other is in your DNA, yeah? Wrote into your DNA.
Yeah.
Your DNA asks questions to the unlocker. Is, I ain't getting much food, so it's on the verge of extinction, yes?
Yeah.
I could make you a stronger web. Yes, and then it would begin to work with the spiders to make a stronger web, yes?
Yeah.
The stronger web could entangle a bird later on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be very venomous, because it needs to just be able to wrap up the bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bite it and liquefy it.
Yeah.
And even if it has to bite it multiple times in order to get a small amount of liquidation, this force here will work with the spider to achieve that.
Yeah.
And depending on how many questions are being asked, pushed on the fence of extinction, and how worthy are you to be in that, do you see that it gets unlocked a gift?
Yeah.
And a gift.
Yeah.
And a gift, and it will keep on evolving. So you could say, in one argument's sake, that the spider could become just as intelligent, depending on that. It's very unlikely, but still, as a human.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whew. Terrible day if it does, because if it then starts to eat that, that's more energy, more information, more this, more that. How's it going to evolve? Is it going to get bigger?
Yeah.
Are the webs going to get bigger in order to catch more bigger stuff? That would be an interesting thing, and likewise it could downsize, and likewise it could, increase. It could create a venom.
Yeah.
Interesting, but does the area of the land support that? That's the next question. And then what more harm could you do in that aspect?
Yeah.
Do you see it? You could knock a balance again, or are you going to bring in a new balance? Yes?
Yeah.
You'd be able to balance it, self-sorting. After all, there's only a small amount of time anyway before you're in that. But yeah, the mind is unlocked. Limited.
Yeah.
Subconscious, conscious, you could say top and bottom, that feeds into this.
Yeah.
When images get stuck in the mind.
Yeah.
If you watch TV, this imprints. It sort of burns on that screen, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And you replay the movie, or you replay the song in your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can hear the singer,
Yeah.
although you can't hear the singer.
Yeah.
And it gets stuck in the mind.
Yeah, it does.
And these words get stuck in the mind. And because you like it, it gets repeated in the mind. And when it's repeated in the mind, you might start acting because these words are in the mind.
Yeah.
So depending on what you're listening to, what you're watching, this can loop in the mind.
Yes, it can.
And it can become quite repetitive that this gets obsolete, this screening here,
Yeah.
which it may well have did do, but this is learning to get brighter. 2 stars.
Yeah.
2 suns.
Yeah.
This then makes this programming a bit more louder.
Yeah.
But also, there's a level of not watching TV, not listening to music, right? To listen to your own programming versus the outer reality programming.
Yeah.
This stuff gets put into your mind over again. You're thinking about it, you're seeing it, you're visioning it, you're almost telling the mind it. And this reprograms your mind, and maybe, just maybe, you might start to do things that you wouldn't usually do based on this whirlwind of information. Yes, it's very potent because the brain by design is to send the signal back. And that becomes a feature that is not good, right?
Yeah.
So there are 2 ways to evolve from this: lose this or heighten this. Yes?
Yeah.
This gift can be taken.
Yeah.
If this is gone, you are animal. And animals, by and large, are limited to what they then know, what they then think. And without this bit, this coding becomes quite stronger, doesn't it? And you will then listen to a degree that you will eat, you will shit, you will fuck, you will sleep, you will wake up and repeat the same process over and over again. This screen is what separates you from animals. Is this one.
Yeah.
And it's quite a clever gift because it's been given and trusted, you would say.
Yeah.
But if you ain't going to use it, you are going to lose it. Yes?
Yeah, true.
Because it isn't been designed for this process.
Yeah.
You can have both, but you must be aware.
Yeah.
And awareness is everything. Because if not, what's the point?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of this?
No purpose.
And to have this gift, it means something else isn't. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Another life form might not do this and might respond.
Yeah.
Valuable. Very valuable gift. Anyway, it's just interpretation. You may do whatever you want with it. Believe it, don't believe it, accept it, don't accept it. But once this is removed, everything that you see in reality will no longer hold meaning to you anymore. Because it's based on this screen as to why it does. And the evolving is this screen is lost. Everything, and I do mean everything, is gone. And it's like it doesn't exist anymore. You know, would any other animal on the planet come into your house and turn on the TV, put the AC on, lay down on a couch, get in a car, drive it? I'm not saying that you couldn't teach it to another animal, but even still, would it do that? Really? Would it see to do that?
No.
If humans didn't teach it, would it know to do that?
No.
You see what I mean? It can be taught, but it's funny to see it because it's very mimicry. But at the end of the day, would you think a duck would come in and watch a load of TV? Turn on the tap, make a cup of tea?
No.
No?
No.
Write in a book?
No.
What about fish?
No.
Elephant?
No. Not even dolphin.
Now, what if they had this screen? Do you think they would learn to remember that and what its significance is and where they were going? Do you think they would listen to the back screen?
Yeah, they would know and listen and
Well, it's a possibility, isn't it, that they could listen and they
yeah.
could remember, they could learn, they could adapt. They could adapt so fast, so quickly.
Yeah.
But anyway, shades of grey and certain things in memories in past as well also can be very much stuck. But usually, who are the culprits to it?
Yeah.
That's the question you want to ask. If you're going through something that's quite challenging, who's usually responsible for it? It's you, the individual! Or is it a lot of hands around you? So you get what I mean, yes? You
Yeah,
can take
yeah.
your responsibility up to your percentage, but if things are happening around you that others have taken the lead responsibility for to make sure never happen,
Yeah.
but let it.
Mm. Yeah.
Because of a certain reason, or, I mean, do with it what you will. But anyway, a very interesting subject for myself, this one. I like this one very much. Very nice. But like I said, I don't have enough layers of glass, and we'll revisit this.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to look for some more.
Yeah, it's the mirrors one I really want to. I've been wanting to do for a very long time. There's something fascinating with mirrors, by the way. Mirrors aren't a true reflection, by the way, because you see yourself in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
true.
not really how you look. Interesting, really. It's I wouldn't mind doing that, but we'll see. We will see.
Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting. This was fascinating, to be honest. But so yeah, beautiful, really, very beautiful. I just can't believe that this pane of glass here fell off of here the other day before making that video.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn that there were fragments go everywhere. And I heard it break.
Yeah.
I was rushing upstairs to go to the toilet, right? Because I was in such a rush for that. And I think I caught it as I went by. I might have knocked the unit. It fell. I heard it shatter.
Yeah.
Then when I come back down, I thought I got a shit ton of glass to clean up. But I picked it up and it was whole.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that thought that? You heard it too, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
It shattered, yes?
Yeah.
It was the sound of
I
shattering
heard
glass.
shattering sound.
I don't know. It's kind of strange. That's a bit weird. It's almost like it was meant to be. I don't know. They maybe misheard it, but I could have sworn I heard that shatter. I thought I saw it, but maybe the ears and eyes are playing tricks, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Doubt it. Anyway, right, so shall we leave this one here? I think that's practically all I wanted to talk about on this one. I need more glass and I will go a little bit more deeper into it. Just my version of what I see, that's just what I understand. So if anybody else believes anything else beyond that, that's up to you, and you're welcome to it, just like I am, I guess. So, we can agree to disagree and, disagree to agree. So, yeah. Translating reality. So this screen is quite the fucking gift. So yeah, layers. And it's the transparent versus the next is a bit more clearer, which mimics. And then reality is the clearest. So is it supposed to go 1, 2, 3, build? Mirror image? Yeah, do you get it? This one mirrors this one. And then this one mirrors this one. And then goes off to tell back through that was completed. And reality does the same thing. So I guess simulation, coded and coded. Puzzle pieces trigger. There are many. Anyway, right, let's just leave it there because I think that's for definitely another video. So, yeah, I think I'll keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
Even though it might have been a bit long. But yeah, no, this was interesting. I enjoyed this one. I really did.